Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Excellence. I'm your host, Todd Baldwin, and today we have Chris Tiller, the owner of Carpet Genie. All right, how you doing, Chris?
Doing well.
Great, man. I appreciate you hopping on today. Share a little bit about your company. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about Carpet Genie, as I'm sure you can do a much better job introducing your company than I ever could.
Well, Carpet Genie was originally started in 2007 by my dad, and I helped him ever since I was a kid, learning how to do low moisture carpet cleaning, which uses far less liquids than and chemicals compared to steam cleaning. And I started going into different jobs as I went into high school, into college, and 2019 happened, and my dad kind of backed away from carpet cleaning. And then about last year, I decided to start the business back up. It's a great service. You don't see low moisture carpet cleaning in most areas very often, and with new homes having concrete slabs, it's just a lot easier to clean the carpets and not have to worry about so much water getting into the concrete and coming back up and possibly damaging the carpets. That's not good for business.
No, no, not especially if you're supposed to be cleaning them. We don't want to. You don't want to damage them, right? So,
Right. Yeah.
tell us real quick where you're located and what areas do you serve.
So, located in Mount Vernon, Missouri, but we serve the Springfield, Branson, and Joplin area. So it's a huge area that we serve, but we get calls all over the place.
Okay. All right. So your dad originally started the business,
Hmm.
right? And so
Yeah.
tell us what made you want to revive it and put your own stamp on it.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, it was a lot smaller scale and less equipment. We actually just loaded up all the cleaning equipment in the back of my dad's old Jeep and would go to people's houses. Now we got a trailer and slowly upgrading what we can offer as services. But yeah, as to why I wanted to put my own stamp on it is I thought there was a lot more possibilities with a company that my dad just wasn't ever interested in pursuing. And so I was like, if we can hit up rental apartments and if we could hit up hotels and kind of have a more commercial aspect to it, that we could really make Carpet Genie into something.
Okay. Got it. What surprised you most about stepping into the business at this current stage?
In the current stage, compared to years ago, I think there's a lot more competition and it just all about diversity as far as cleaning carpets. Fewer and fewer homes have carpets. Most people are replacing their carpets with wood floors. So now, not only do you need to know how to clean carpets well, but you also need to know how to clean hard floors and possibly other side services like maybe power washing or automotive detailing in order to keep your business afloat. And so that was a little bit of a surprise compared to what I was used to years ago when it just seemed like there's very few people out there doing it and so many people were giving us a call. So
Yeah. So you do hardwood floors now too, then. So that makes sense because
yeah.
definitely a lot of homes have made that transition, or they're just built with starting out with hardwood floors. So
Mhm.
um, I'm trying to think of my house. We have pretty much hardwood floors everywhere except um, some bedrooms have carpet, some stairways have
Right.
carpet, but yeah, totally get that. So what's since you restarted in 2025, what has the rebuild been like so far?
It's been a slow process. I've gotten plenty of calls all over the area, but it's just all about being consistent in promoting your business, going to business meetings. That has been helpful. Obviously, building a network. Um, and then just kind of trying to gauge your customers and what's the best way to get them quotes. Used to when my dad first did it, and I'd go with them. We would do in-person bids, right? So we'd go to their house, look at their carpets, and we'd provide them a free estimate. But a lot of people, are used to getting everything over a line now with the introduction of Amazon. People are used to instant receiving of information pretty much.
Sure.
And so now it's trying to provide accurate online estimates when you may only have a few blurry pictures and you go to the job and then it could be a lot easier of a job or a harder job. And so obviously that all involves time and money because you may quote really low and you get there and it's like, oh my, this is a lot dirtier than I realized from the image, and you're spending so much extra time there, and you're starting to lose money. Um, so yeah, there's that for sure, and people expect to get immediate callbacks. That's has been another change over the years. There for a while, you could call back, within an hour or so, obviously, oftentimes in the middle of a job, and you can't get an immediate call back. I've noticed I've had to increase my callback or decrease the amount of time that goes by and try and call them back as quickly as possible. If not, I had one customer, they called me and I called them back 5 minutes later. And they're like, sorry, I already found somebody else.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah. It makes it hard.
Sure. Sure. Anything that you've been able to implement to close that gap in response time, or
Just trying to always make sure my phone is on when I'm in the middle of a carpet job and just, try to respond as quickly as possible or at least shoot them a text, some way of communication. Um, so that way you can end up getting to those customers quicker and making sure that they're satisfied with how we interact with them.
sure. So I'm curious for people hearing about Carpet Genie for the first time, right? What do you want them to understand about what you do?
Alright, so low moisture carpet cleaning, we go
Mhm.
in, we use pads and chemicals. So these chemicals are biodegradable, environmentally safe, they are safe around your animals, your children, and we use probably about a gallon to 2 gallons of chemical on a job, whereas um, steam cleaners can pump, multiple gallons, 10, 50 gallons, just depending on the carpet size area. And if they don't vacuum up all that water, then you got that water sitting in the padding underneath your carpet or in the
Yep.
carpet itself. So Carpet Genie, a lot safer on your carpets, a lot easier. It'll extend the life of your carpets as well, and that's the service that Carpet Genie wants to offer to people, is to make sure that they have clean carpets, and oftentimes, more often than not, the carpets come out far better than anything you can get with steam cleaning. I actually had just last week, somebody had called me, a local steam cleaner had cleaned their carpets, and it didn't even look like they were clean. And she called me in, I cleaned the carpets, they came out phenomenal, and she was so happy. She was like pretty much kept on thanking me. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And that's a service that we hope to provide to everyone, and also your carpets dry faster. So that means you
Sure.
can get back to your normal life and just lounge out in the living room.
Yeah, it's interesting because I wasn't aware of this moisture process, right, of
Mhm.
cleaning carpets versus traditional steam cleanings. That's what I think most people think. That's what I thought about. So what? And I know you've kind of touched on this. If you already answered this, let me know. But I'm just curious. What's the biggest misconception people have about these two approaches?
Yeah, a lot of it, the biggest misconception is the time. So low moisture carpet cleaning does take a bit longer. And so I've had a few customers, they'd hire me to clean a room and they'd expect me to get done in about 30 minutes. And I was like, we don't operate that way. We got multiple equipment, we got to make multiple passes each time. for how we do it because we want the best clean we can offer. And
Sure.
so it may take us 2 hours for a room where it may only take 30 to 45 minutes for a typical steam cleaner. So that's the biggest misconception, is just the time aspect because we can provide phenomenal and better cleaning results than steam cleaning. And so that's something a lot of people don't know. Obviously, anytime you have a niche area of service, people's like, wait a minute, kind of skeptical on that, but we can provide better cleaning results.
Yeah, I can see people being skeptical, but I guess in the end result, is kind of proof in the pudding, right?
Right, yeah.
Look at our end result versus just a traditional steam cleaner. I'm curious if a homeowner asks you, Chris, why should I hire Carpet Genie instead of, let's say, the cheapest carpet cleaner in town? How would you answer that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So with Carpet Genie, uh, we offer multiple services and very detail oriented. We will take the time to make sure the carpet comes out as clean as we possibly can get it. And a lot of times, competition, it's just a time basis. They will come in, clean, and go, and they're on to the next job. So going with Carpet Genie, we dedicate that time to you. You are our first priority. We make the day about you and make sure that you're getting the cleanest carpets and they stay clean. Many steam cleaners, they come and they go. The carpet looks great. You give it 2 weeks, and a lot of those stains come back. Carpet Genie, the stains stay gone, right? And if any possible stains do return, customers are more than welcome to follow up with us, and we can give them tips and advice on how to do that. We can also offer spray bottles with some of our products, so that way they can stay on top of any messes that happen after. You know, there's a lot of times people get their carpets clean, and then somebody spills some ketchup on the floor. So we offer some cleaning for new stains and for any reappearing stains, and a lot of our customers are happy with those products. So we offer follow-up products, and they're more than welcome to ask us any questions. So when you get Carpet Genie, you get all the services, you get the attention to detail, the cleanest carpets possible, and you can have free follow-up. It doesn't cost anything to call us like, hey, this stain came back. Well, we will offer advice, and it's like, hey, look, we have a bottle of spray to address that, and we want to get you taken care of. We want
Cool.
happy customers.
Yeah, happy customers keep you in the game, right? So
Oh
at
yeah.
the end of the day, that's the end result that you're looking for. Um, Kind of one last question on the homeowner. I'm just curious because you're an expert in the field, right? So if you were going to give some advice to a homeowner, what is the one thing they should know before hiring any carpet cleaner?
Yeah, that's a very good question. What they need to know is obviously the lowest price is definitely not always going to be the best clean that's going to last. We've had tons of customers in the past who call us out and they're out so much more money. They would have went with Carpet Genie from the get go. It would have been a lot less. And so yeah, just you get what you pay for.
Sure.
Low moisture carpet cleaning is a bit more expensive than traditional steam cleaning, but it takes longer to clean. So, but it comes out better results and dry times much quicker. With steam cleaning, people may have to wait several hours. Maybe even up to 6 hours or more for their carpets to be dry. But with Carpet Genie, 45 minutes to an hour and a half, and they're dry.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your team. With you just getting started in the last year,
Yeah,
my assumption is you probably have a small team and trying to expand that. Would that be fair
yeah,
assessment?
mainly right now, we're still building, so mostly it's just me for now, but, my dad, has been brought out of retirement a few times
Has
on
he?
larger commercial jobs.
Yeah.
He's enjoyed it, and it gives him something to do, and then my wife's helped several
Okay.
times. So yeah, still growing and would like to offer more full-time positions, but just
Sure.
not at that state. But it's a different field than it was a few years ago. The landscape is different, competition is more aggressive, and just trying to make people aware of, you get what you pay for, and Carpet Genie is going to give you the cleanest carpets.
Right. Are you doing percentage wise, what's residential versus commercial? Because you do both, right? I'm just curious how much is
Yeah.
residential, how much is commercial?
Yeah, so recently I would have to say commercial makes up about 50% of our business.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so with so many people switching to hard floors, even though Carpet Genie does clean hard floors, many people just want to, get a basic mop and cleaners and just clean it themselves. So that's where I mentioned earlier that we're trying to focus more on the commercial aspect of cleaning carpets. It's a bit more profitable as well. With some of these small houses in my community, you may be cleaning a bedroom, maybe 2 bedrooms, and it only be $110.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, it's hard to make it on $110 a day, so, commercial jobs, it's goes quicker. It's easier to move around any furniture, and it just larger profit margin, and sometimes they can still get really good deals just because the job goes so fast. So yeah, it's about 50-50, and it looks like there's definitely an uptick on the commercial side of things of businesses reaching out to Carpet Genie.
Gotcha. So let's talk a little bit about how you're marketing the business. I mean, I'm a digital marketer. We
Mhm.
do, they're just kind of broad, right? So what do we do? We do websites, obviously, a lot of web
Mm.
dev. We do a lot of hosting, maintaining those sites, and then we obviously start doing what I call lead generation campaigns to our clients' sites, right? Marketing them on Google. Google's
Right,
still a huge amount of traffic. A lot of focus on AI now, obviously
right, yeah.
as well. And so, but it's trying to connect those dots when somebody, whether it's a business owner, um, or a homeowner, somebody looking to get their carpets clean, maybe they want some power washing,
Yeah.
connect that dot. They have that service in mind that they know they need. How they go out and start
Mm.
searching. So, what have you been doing in the last year to market the business?
Yeah, so I've been marketing in a community newspaper, and while at times that's helpful, we haven't had many callbacks from that. I think in almost a year of advertising with the newspaper, probably have gotten one call, and it was for a small job. So we got a social media page on Facebook. We have LinkedIn. Trying to think. We got a website as well that people can visit, so that has gotten in several calls. So that the website has been good. Updated it to make it more professional. Worked on the SEOs. That has been turned. Have done door hangers as well, just going and stopping in different communities and neighborhoods, handing those out and placing those. Haven't had many callbacks from that. So from my perspective, the website has been one of the better options to gain leads as well as Facebook. But what has also really helped is getting Google reviews. That was
Yeah,
something, obviously, taking the business from my dad, I started doing things like we used to do it, right? But the landscape has changed. So
sure.
people want to see professional built websites. People want quick responses. They want online estimates. They want Google reviews, which we've gotten a business review. So that was really great. So we got 5-star reviews. So, and just going to continue following up with customers to get Google reviews because when people search for businesses, and they pull up your name and they see those Google reviews. It's like, oh, okay, somebody's hired them before and they got 5 stars. Well, their prices are good. Let's go with them. So,
Sure.
yeah,
It's a big credibility piece, right?
yeah,
Reviews. And so we tell our clients all the time, you need to have a process. We help them with that
hmm,
process to make getting reviews easier. The main thing
right,
is asking, right? I mean, and the time to ask is when for example, in your business, when you're done with the job and you're meeting with that
mhm,
homeowner, and you know they're happy, you've had a good experience.
right, yeah,
That's when you want to ask for that review, and then make
oh yeah,
sure there's a little follow up sequence too, right? Where if they
yeah,
don't leave the review, there's a lot of tools and things, and like I said,
hmm,
processes that you can use to do that. But you also want to make sure you follow up them 2 or 3 times, and then I tell them, if you've hit them, you ask them initially, they didn't do it, you send them 3 reminders, they still didn't leave a review. At that point, I say leave them alone. You might hit them back
right,
down the road, but you don't want to irritate them, right? But
no,
typically, that immediate ask and immediate make it easy for them to get that review quickly. That ask, right? And
mhm,
it's just on their phone, and a lot of times they'll do it right there because it's top of mind for them too. So
mhm,
if you're asking, I tell business owners all the time, look, if you had 1 review a week, or so, let's just say you got 2 a month. It doesn't sound like a lot. It's not, but if you do that over 12 months, now you have 24 reviews, right? So
yeah,
just
which
do
is
the math. If it's
it's a
four a
lot, yeah,
month, now you have 48 reviews. So you just got to keep stacking them and keep asking. But yes, I agree with you 100%. Reviews are extremely
yeah,
important part of that digital mix. And then also, when you look at AI, that's one of the big factors, right? Is trust
mhm,
factor and
oh
credibility.
yeah,
That's it's one of the factors that's having them show a business, say on ChatGPT, right? Because people are on there, they're searching.
mhm,
Um, asking questions, AI. And so you want to make sure there's things that you're doing with your digital platform that's going to translate over to AI as well.
yeah.
So, um, and so you're a year in, right? So what are you hoping to see in 2026, 2027 moving forward to really get the business, um, to get some solid legs underneath it and start growing?
Yeah, so my plans for 2026 is just continue to improve the online presence and just continue to follow up with reviews on Google. I try to add some reviews from another big site for businesses, and a lot of those reviews got flagged as being requested. So it was an AI algorithm, even though I didn't ask for those reviews. The customers just liked me enough to leave them. The AI programming thought I requested those reviews to be left. And so they got flagged, and so those didn't show up. So, anyways, well, uh, side note, but yeah, to focus on Google reviews and follow ups and to start making videos of the process of how we clean. All the time, you get those YouTube shorts and you see other cleaners out there, they got thousands and thousands of views. People enjoy seeing, a dirty carpet become all new and shiny again. And so I'd like to branch out into that, nothing too crazy over the top videos, but just to show people our process.
Sure.
And I think that will set us apart. And they're like, oh, wow, this is different. And that clean is absolutely amazing. So that's probably kind of the goals for 2026 is just increasing online presence and getting reviews as we go into 2027. Just continue to reach out to different commercial businesses and commercial areas and working with the community on buildings that they have. I've been hired by my local county a few times to
Okay.
clean their buildings and just things like that. You have a presence in the community as well, which speaks volumes, right? People like seeing companies involved in, little league and soccer and, different events like that. So I'd like to do that as well and just, yeah, grow the commercial side of Carpet Genie to do all these businesses.
Yeah, the community, I kinda call it like a grassroots marketing
Mhm.
effort, right? Get involved in those organizations too can be very beneficial, I've found over the years as well, so I like that mindset there too. Um, I'm just curious, when a lead comes in, right,
Mhm.
what's the biggest challenge of trying to convert that? Is it just the education, right? Is it the, a budget of what they're willing to spend? What is it you think that's the biggest challenge of being able to convert it from a lead to an actual customer?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the biggest challenge with that has been the price point. So
Okay.
we're a little bit more expensive, and this is still somewhat of a challenging economy for a lot of people. And so, if you're $15 more or $20 more than the other guy, then you may lose that lead. And so, yeah,
Yeah,
it is a lot about education, because I think if you can convince people and show them, is like, hey, no, yeah, you may be saving 15, $20, but it's not good. That clean's not going to last. A lot of those
sure.
stains are going to come back up, and we want to make sure you get your money's worth. So go with us. It's a little bit more, but the results are actually going to last.
Yeah, like I'm a big believer too. You get what you pay for, right? So,
Yeah.
I've talked to so many home service business over the years that um, we worked with probably the biggest irrigation company in Texas, maybe in the
Oh
whole
wow.
country. But they, sprinkler repair, drainage. What was interesting about them, they didn't do installs for residentials because there really wasn't a lot of money. They would do big
Mhm.
commercial installs, but basically at um, fix and repair model. But they were the most expensive irrigation company in Texas. And if you read their reviews, they got great reviews, but there was never any complaint. It was about the
Mhm.
price. But at the end of the day, they were extremely successful and always booked out 3 or 4 weeks, in the busy seasons. And so, point is there is, yes, people will pay a higher price if they believe it's worth the service that they're gonna receive, right?
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
I like it that you're educating, and, I always tell people, my experience is, sell the value and be steady
Oh
on
yeah.
your pricing, right? Because there are people that will pay for a better service, a better outcome, right? So,
Oh yeah, for sure.
um as we kind of wind down, tell me a little bit about the other services you're offering. You said power washing, auto detailing.
Yeah.
Is that
So
are those some things that clients were asking you about when you're out on the job, or how'd that come about?
yeah, so um I'll start with the auto detailing first. So that's something we offer right now is mobile interior detailing. So we are not doing the exterior just yet. So that came about of a lot of these cleaners that Carpet Genie already has is used on upholstery. So we
Okay.
clean upholstery and furniture as well, and so that allows us to clean the interiors of cars. And we got great leather conditioners. That just works wonders, really. And so got into that, and then with a power washer, you can clean people's sidewalks. Now that is a goal for Carpet Genie down the road is to get a power washer, and then that will also allow us to clean exteriors of people's cars, which obviously when people want their cars clean, they want the inside and outside cleaned. But we're just trying to slowly build up our different chemicals and build up the equipment. So those are services that are somewhat in the development and coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, last question. What are you most excited about right now with Carpet Genie?
What I'm most excited about is it's spring here, and so it's cleaning season. So it's going to be great to just pretty much educate people right now on our cleaning process. People are wanting spring cleaning done, and they're willing to hear about cleaning processes. So this is a great time to educate people.
Got it. Well, Chris, it's been great visiting with you. I
Yeah.
love talking to brand new entrepreneurs, business owners, right? So kudos and congrats for what I say, taking the leap of faith, right? Betting on yourself. My joke is everybody wants to be an entrepreneur until it's time to actually jump off the cliff, right?
Right.
Because it's scary, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I love it, especially when I see young, businessmen out betting on themselves and saying, "Hey, I can do this. I'm going to make it work." So, congrats for taking a leap of faith. It's not an
Thank
easy
you.
thing to do. Um, Appreciate you being on the show. It's been great visiting
Yeah.
with you. For our listeners in the area, how can they find you guys and reach out to inquire about your services?
Yeah. They can either go to our Carpet Genie Facebook page, or they can go to www.carpetgenieclean.com. And those are probably the best ways to get a hold of us.
Okay, well, great, man, Chris. Well, thanks so much for being on the show. I loved
Thank
hearing
you,
your
Todd.
story, and let's stay connected.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.